Chat, here we go. We continue 2v2 day with Vatira and Dralii defending their winning streak after taking down Zen and Exotic, a match I would definitely recommend checking out if you haven't already. It's going to be a Spanish duo, AtomiK and Stizzy, and these 2v2s I would say actually kind of started with the one on Johnny's channel with AtomiK and CRR playing against Zen and Exotic, but it's wrapped back around to play against a Spanish duo, but not the same Spanish duo. It's AtomiK and Stizzy this time around, and we will see if they can take down a Vatira and Dralii that looked on form. Specifically, Vatira was playing out of his mind, I would say, in the previous 2v2 that we watched. Now, the highest rated 2s player in the lobby, though, is on the Spanish team. AtomiK, I think, a couple rating points higher than Dralii, who is the next highest rated, followed by Vatira. Stizzy a little bit farther down the ladder, but somebody that I think, I mean, that's unfortunate timing. Listen, just because he's a little bit farther down the 2s ladder does not mean he's going to be doing these whiffs consistently. He will be connecting with the ball, I swear. It was just very unlucky timing. Stizzy has played well not only in 2s matches, I think he's played some 2s matches on stream, but he has played in 1v1s as well after he came over to North America to play alongside Dig. It was a bit of a short-lived few weeks over in NA, but I believe Dig is sticking with Stizzy, which might say a lot about just how good Stizzy is. As I guess they're maybe going to be moving back to EU. I don't know if Stizzy plans to play in NA. Does anybody in chat know the details of that? Is Dig making the move to what I would say is a bit of a tougher region to qualify for majors in? Or is he going to be back in NA? In NA, because obviously Stizzy is right now in Europe. And when he was in NA, he was playing out of Lethamir's basement, I think. So somewhere in Canada, I would assume. And he really was only over here for the regionals, I felt like. So I don't know if Stizzy has some sort of plan that he expects to be permanently, or, you know, at least more permanently in North America than he was before. But I don't think we should be too surprised to see more European duos find their way, or not duos, but trios, because obviously RCS is 3s. I'm talking about duos right now, as Vatira is going to continue his popping off trend here with a nice air dribble resets to get out around AtomiK. But I wouldn't be too surprised to see more EU moves to North America, because Europe proved just how, you know, silly 4 spots at majors and worlds was for them, as AtomiK is going to score the first goal for the Spanish team. And I think the way it was proved most clearly was when Oxygen came in as the 5th seed and made huge waves at Worlds, showing that obviously EU5 still has it, and probably down to EU8 still has it, I would think, in terms of level of teams at the World Championship. I'd have to go look at it again to be sure. Maybe I wouldn't even stop at EU8. Whereas North America maybe wasn't quite able to prove that they could ball out at that level. AtomiK showing you why he's the #1 rated player in the lobby. KC might have started off hot, but the Spanish duo are coming back. My goodness, AtomiK. He's not skipping it either. He wants to make sure everyone got a chance to see it, just in case I decided to skip it. But that was a nice shot, and we have an equalized game here, as AtomiK and Stizzy are actually going to take the lead off of an AtomiK pinch. Stizzy delaying the kickoff, forcing it to the right wall. I don't know if they were trying to set up a pinch necessarily. I would think that delay was maybe just to push it off to the right where AtomiK could control it, but he slammed it off to the right, to the side wall, and now the kickoff the Spanish are famous for. The bump attempts from AtomiK instead of going for the ball. Stizzy not able to score off it. Dralii did a great job of dodging that demo. And now AtomiK, a psycho, into the hands of Stizzy, who gets it over the top of Dralii. Look at the Spanish duo go. What a catch by Stizzy. AtomiK, the light psycho, directly into a floating Stizzy who gets over the top of Dralii. My goodness. 5-3. And AtomiK and Stizzy are up 2 in game #1. People were talking about, you know, they wanted to see an upset. I tried to mention that I really don't think AtomiK and Stizzy, you know, getting a win against this KC duo is that out of the question. And chat currently has it as 16% chance for the Spanish duo to win. 84% of the points on Vatira and Dralii. And I think a good portion of chat at least sweating a little bit after what they're seeing from the Spanish duo. Stizzy, backboard double, actually wide to a teammate, which is probably better than a near miss. A big miss keeps the ball in control of his team, whereas a slight miss probably be easily saved, or maybe, you know, even a soft shot. Vatira and Dralii, what a shot! It looked like, as we watched it from the defender's position, they were going to be able to cut off this angle, but Dralii gets the ball to Vatira. Stizzy, I think, just flipped the wrong way. If he flips towards the left from his position, he might guide that out wide around the net, but easier to say that after the fact than do it in the moments. Dralii and Vatira, down one. Dralii, air dribble bump, denied by AtomiK, who 50s again to not allow Vatira to keep the possession going. Pushes him back into the corner. Now Stizzy trying to get Meki all by himself from the opponent's attacking corner. Dralii's going to do it instead. We talk about Stizzy going solo. Dralii just dunks this right off the top and has only AtomiK to beat. We've seen Dralii and how good he is in 1v1. AtomiK a little bit too lazy there in the corner, swinging wide to pick up 100. I don't think he necessarily needed a ton of boost either. Let's go back and double check. I feel like he was just resetting up from 50 to about 100. He certainly could have made a play, but Spanish duo going to do well in the kickoff again. Stizzy fighting Dralii off the ball, making him rotate wide and not giving him a chance to make a play, as we have a ton of scoring here in this game number one. AtomiK not going to be able to get back to this double, so Stizzy probably just trying to delay the game here, as he knows he's going to have no help for a moment, and he has done just that as he controls this in the corner. Dralii off the ceiling, into the ground, leaves it for Vatira. Stizzy read the play soon enough to not get exposed. Lob this one up high. Vatira and Dralii, 2 touches back the other way, and a missed touch on the back wall. Dralii with 16 seconds left to go gets the finish. A great pass. I think Stizzy knew exactly what was coming, but he could not get the touch, and it allows Dralii to go to work. A guy that's going to be guaranteed to hit that given the opportunity. And a kickoff from Vatira and Dralii. A loss right back to Vatira. Stizzy's going to own goal. Stizzy, he puts it in for him. A great intentional loss from Dralii. Vatira cheated up. That did not have to be a goal, but Stizzy's going to help him out. Unfortunately, I made him watch it as well. So 12 seconds left to go. And I think those chatters who I were talking about earlier are probably a little bit smug now to see that their duo they picked to have an 80% chance to win is back in the lead. But I could not have predicted a 7-6 scoreline. Vatira will smack it to the ground, and the KC duo take the early edge in the series. Game number 2. AtomiK and Stizzy, interestingly, are actually off to a pretty decent start, despite ultimately losing the game. Putting up 6 goals against this duo shows that they have the offense. Just need to clean it up slightly, and they could get what the chat considers a massive upset based on their prediction, but I would not go as far as to say that. Dralii, look at him go. Gets an opportunity to go 1v1 after taking this ball away, and lands completely sideways on the ball. 90 degrees, has to hold the power slide to slide through and jump back up to finish the play. But it's easy for Dralii, the world champion, now on Karmine Corps. AtomiK has just Vatira in nets. Both these guys well versed in 1v1, but the way Vatira has been playing defense, you almost have to expect him to make the play. Now an air dribble the other way, dunk. Stizzy gonna pop this one out to the midfield where Dralii can go vertical to get around him. To the ceiling, back down, crossbar down, no follow-up, but Vatira is there. Dralii almost with a spectacular shot all by himself with AtomiK waiting on the back wall. Just barely couldn't get the double, but he does keep it around for Vatira to get the finish. And a 2-0 lead for the KC duo. Vatira going for demos. Now has Dralii against the low boost AtomiK, and he is going to make light work of it. Dancing around on his tiptoes. We've seen how he can move on the field, on the ground. Nice 360 catch before getting the 50. Dralii seems to love his power slide dribbles. And now his squad is up 3-0. Dralii has Stizzy in a 1v1. Reset catch, goes low 50, leaves it for Vatira. And that's the beauty of 2v2. That position for Dralii, a tough one to score in when you're playing by yourself. But we're not having 1v1s on the channel today. You can afford to lose a 50 onto the midfield. So you have a teammate to finish it off for you. Vatira. Both Vatira and Dralii popping off here today. AtomiK had some crazy plays to get the Spanish team to lead in game number 1. But it seems like all the momentum in KC's favor after they brought that one back. They're continuing it here in game number 2. Vatira sending the ball directly behind Stizzy, who does lob it high. AtomiK and a bump, and it's just going to be another, I think, potential own goal for Stizzy, which is a tough break. Not a bad idea to put that ball, glued to the side wall, but AtomiK, instead of getting ball, just gets all Vatira, and then the reverse to dunk it in backwards. AtomiK could really afford to get a pop-off going right now to put some fire back in the Spanish squad, but instead it's going to be Dralii. I'm assuming that leaving the match is a go next. Yeah. Dralii around Stizzy, and then a pop to get up around AtomiK. I can end the game. It'll be a 2-0 lead for Vatira and Dralii. Game number 3 into a new server. It is not an EU7 server, which the EU players have let me know should be pretty much an insta-leave every time it shows up. So I would hope that that has made its way back to Epic at some point, so they could get an idea of where those EU7 servers are coming from and maybe be rid of them. But the Spanish duo are going to take a lead here in game number 3. Scoring shortly off the kickoff. That is where they have found a decent amount of success so far. Can they hold the lead is the question. Vatira intercepted by Stizzy. Now Stizzy back on the ball. Gets a reset ahead of it. Really nothing he could do with it. So he'll be forced to rotate back. AtomiK, clean takeaway, managed to get the midfield 100 as well. Not the easiest of setups, as Dralii making sure to take valuable position away from him. Stizzy wants the bump. AtomiK will get the finish. Stizzy does not get the bump, but he does force, I believe it was Dralii, all the way back into the corner, you could see, and then AtomiK able to slam the finish home. And a 2-0 lead for the Spanish duo. Vatira off the back wall, leaving it for Dralii. Never really anything threatening made of that play. Vatira can't get around AtomiK, who's going to go for a booming clear. Stizzy already up. If he gets a reset, he might be able to shoot it, but even with the reset, the shot fairly tame, and now having to chase back to not allow Dralii to be able to make a 1v1 play. Force him to go quickly and into that back wall double that never really had a great chance of scoring. Stizzy not going to go up the side wall. Instead, try to cut and keep the possession grounded, but Dralii immediately takes it away, goes one-on-one against AtomiK, and what a save from AtomiK to keep that from finding its way in. Dralii set it up so that there'd be a goal line 50 and high chances of the ball finding it into a corner of the net, but AtomiK kept it wide. Now AtomiK shooting on a net that Dralii cannot cover. Tried to find his way back after Vatira. I mean, really, Dralii took it away from him, right? That was Dralii dispossessing his teammate, or maybe that was a pass infield from AtomiK. Either way, it's a 3-0 lead and a potential life in the series for the Spanish duo. AtomiK upfield to Stizzy, who's trying to pre-flip a couple different times. Didn't connect on either one. Now going to be demoed as AtomiK has to try and beat two defenders. Not able to do so. Now we'll start again in the corner. Huge lob up. We've seen this lob up to Stizzy a couple different times. Oh my goodness, almost perfect placement. Crossbar down, but out instead of in. As Stizzy took a shot from far out, ones that are often, controlled by defenders and never really stand much of a chance, especially at the slow pace that Stizzy shot it at, and yet still, he almost got it off of immaculate placement. But instead it'll be Vatira and Dralii finding each other again to get the scoring going. We saw them make a great comeback already, so certainly AtomiK and Stizzy should never feel comfortable. Stizzy off the ceiling. Did he get another resets? He did. That save is not good enough. AtomiK will slam it into the bottom corner. Vatira has been a magician when he's had to make these goal line saves. This time he doesn't get a chance as he cannot react after the Dralii 50. AtomiK ceiling pinch. Only barely bought him enough time as Vatira looked to try and punish. Dralii going wheel side on that challenge. Gets him a reset. Dralii in the back corner. Denied access to leave by Stizzy, who found a really tight angle. AtomiK, does he have a chance to follow up now? No, Vatira cleans it up. And Dralii looking to try and win that 50. And even though he doesn't get it on target, he does allow Vatira to have an opportunity to score. Stizzy was always going to have a tough time getting the clear and just barely not able to get back to it to prevent the Vatira shot. But KC looking to claw back. Both of them are going to run the Spanish kickoff, and the follow-up from the two players from behind will be the ones to actually 50 at the midfield. No demos connected on either side. Now Vatira up in the air to AtomiK, trying to pinch this one out to Dralii. He actually didn't pinch at midfield. He popped it back out, but AtomiK recovers to make the save and gets around Vatira. Now just Dralii to beat, and he will beat him. AtomiK, my goodness, showing why he has the highest rating in the lobby, and Dralii and Vatira ready to go next. As it will not be a sweep, we are headed to game number 4. Game number 4. Vatira and Dralii. Not getting perfection here in this matchup after putting up, I believe, 7 and 6 goals in games 1 and 2. Held to only 2 before forfeiting. Well, they will start at the scoring once again as Vatira wins a 50 straight into the air. And Dralii deals with the other player to allow a 1-0 lead within 15 seconds. Vatira, huge lob. Can he get the double? No. Stizzy has respawned in time. Dralii is going to set up on the back wall. Can't get more than a car's length off the back wall before AtomiK is there to challenge. Zero boost play from Dralii using the wall dashing. Not going to create a shot that Stizzy can't handle. Vatira lobbing this one up. I don't know if there's much Dralii can do. He tried to pre-jump from ahead of the ball and seemed to quickly realize there was not a play to be made. AtomiK sends this one to the ceiling. Dralii tried to get a dunk in time. Stizzy has been trying to react to these big clears from AtomiK. I mean, they are passes out to the midfield, but they've mostly just been lobbing the ball up and asking Stizzy to go to work. I believe he does connect on this clear as we barely catch up with the demo. Nice Dralii pass to Vatira. It's a little wall dash pop, and Vatira is there to get the finish. Stizzy landing awkwardly on that post. And I think after getting the wall dash pop, he flipped again off the back wall. Maybe could have hurt a recovery, but no need for a recovery when you put the perfect dime to your teammate. Dralii showing right away that he is making a play on the ball and not allowing the Spanish duo to ever think of being able to challenge. Stizzy popping this one up. Vatira will stop it from ceiling height. Now AtomiK going 1v1. Dralii early challenge connects as AtomiK seemed willing to try and fake or low 50 and attempt to win. Stizzy, nice angle, and will score. AtomiK off the side wall gets the reset, but not only is that reset important for a dash. I mean, the dash really isn't that important at all, actually. It's more than so that he gets his wheels on the ball, and that helps him keep the ball glued to its position and stay in a sweet spot for Stizzy, as we maybe have ourselves a close game here. Stizzy off the back wall through the length of the field, has a reset, and just barely is Dralii sending it off target by putting it crossbar down and out. Almost a disastrous own goal. He was just a couple pixels lower. Dralii, nice speed, has Vatira staring down a wide open net, but he just overshot it with all the stuff Vatira has been doing today. He now has a couple head scratchers staring down open nets. It proves to be the toughest situation to handle. This time, it was a misread on the bounce. Last time it was a shot just wide. Either way, his duo is in the lead. And they have yet to lose a series yet, so nothing to sweat about too much. Unless they let AtomiK and Stizzy back into it. And AtomiK at 50 out to Stizzy, and we have ourselves a tie game. Dralii not able to connect after using his reset, just went soaring past the play. We got 2 minutes to break this tie. AtomiK just chipping one towards Vatira. Vatira gonna fake, leave for Dralii. Stizzy should be there. He's up early. High speed ball, gonna be tough to go 1v1 with. AtomiK gonna try and 50, leave it for Stizzy. Dralii covers the top right corner. So no goal for the Spanish duo. And Vatira will delete AtomiK and go steal some orange corner boost. Back to the play. A setup into the midfield. Dralii, a demo, and the demo plays. AtomiK, what a save. Finds his way back. The demo plays were about to be the difference. But AtomiK making a heroic save. He is going to steal this corner boost. And the pass out midfield gets to his teammate. Vatira going all the way to the orange half to get his 100 because it was taken from him. But he does recover in time to make the right play. And now looking at a net that's not quite as open as before. He did put it in the perfect position. But not with enough power. AtomiK, another crucial save. Air dribble controlled by Vatira. Dralii! Did he miss this? He's wide. Can he get the read? No. AtomiK there early. Another chance for KC. This time it was Dralii. He was shooting from a far, far distance, but no defender to stop him, and he puts it just slightly wide. 16 seconds left to go. Stizzy dunking this one down for AtomiK to control. Spanish duo all over the ball, but not able to steal away the possession. They'll finally clear this into the blue half. Vatira just lobbed it up directly in front of the net, but Dralii's there. Only the smoke screen had me thinking there was a chance for the Spanish duo, so it will be overtime in game number 4. Will we have our first game 5 of the day? AtomiK and Stizzy can find a way to score. They had a game robbed. It feels like they almost should be in the lead with a chance to end it out right now, but they had it stolen away. Can they bounce back? Stizzy low reset to carry this out ahead of Dralii. Gonna pass out to AtomiK, but KC is there. Not gonna be an easy angle to deal with. Vatira now popping up to Dralii. Follow up in the corner, comes on the ground. As Stizzy's doing his best to try and run ahead and put his team back on offense. AtomiK, long shot. Stizzy pass to himself, has a reset. AtomiK going for the bump instead of trying to make a play on the ball. Vatira dodges both of those, but now the Spanish duo were far out of position. Still able to recover in time. Bit of an all-in play. It pays off. Dralii shot missed on the save. And the bottom left placement will do it. KC do win the series after a minute and 2 seconds of overtime. A decent chance. Go best of 7? They say no. GG's. GG's. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. GG's. Stizzy and AtomiK probably feel like they take the L. GG's. Oh, if there's one thing about this post-game screen that is bugged, it's that freaking MVP award. And the fact that it spam gives it to someone. Yeah, what a steal. I mean, it all comes down to, game 1, right? Game 1 was the steal. 6 goals for the Spanish team, unable to finish it off. So Dralii and Vatira remain undefeated.